Yeah, I'm not sure.
It would have cost extra money and they had to come to the council.
Well, is it going to be less now that it's not been determined it doesn't have to be red rock?
Scott,
Here.
Waters,
Here.
Greckin,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Shaner.
I'm here.
Stand for a moment of silent prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today with the consent agenda is items 2 through 11C. Consider them to pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote is requested by a council member. Any person wishing to speak on an agenda item may come to the podium at the time the item is being discussed. Any person wishing to speak on an item not on the agenda may do so at the end of the regular meeting during citizen concerns. All speakers must state their name and address for the record and then provide their statement, keeping the statement under 3 minutes. I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
2 is a reading of the City Council minutes of March 8, 2021. 3 is a resolution inviting proposals for the sale of land in the Teton urban renewal area and announcing the intent to accept the proposal of John and Louise Roach and setting a date of the hearing of 33rd Street and Floyd Boulevard. 4 is a motion reappointing Daniel Burrows to the Senior Advisory Committee. 5 are civil penalties and suspensions. A is a resolution fixing a date for a hearing on a proposed civil penalty against Fairway, 4267 Sergeant Road for violation of the Iowa cigarette laws. B is a resolution fixing a date for a hearing on a proposed civil penalty or 30-day suspension of a cigarette permit issued to Select Mart, 2825 Gordon Drive for violation of the Iowa cigarette laws. C is a resolution fixing the date for a hearing on a proposed civil penalty or 30-day suspension of a cigarette permit issued to Select Mart, 623 14th Street for violation of the Iowa cigarette laws. 6 are actions relating to water revenue capital notes. A is a resolution setting a meeting date for the authorization of a loan and disbursement agreement and the issuance of water revenue capital loan note. B is a motion approving a form of tax exemption certificate in connections with the water revenue capital loan notes 2021. C is a resolution approving a loan disbursement agreement with the Iowa Finance Authority and authorizing the water revenue capital loan notes series 2021. D is a resolution approving an amendment to the loan and disbursement agreement with the Iowa Finance Authority for the reissuance of water revenue capital loan note taxable series 2010 rate set. 7 are actions relating to agreements and contracts. A is a resolution granting a permit to Fibercom to own, operate, and maintain underground cable in an area starting near 4315 Hamilton Boulevard and ending near 4304 Hamilton Boulevard. B is a resolution granting a permit to Fibercom to own and operate and maintain underground cable in an area starting near 1327 South Paxton Street and ending on the northeast corner of the intersection of Peters and South Glass Street. C is a resolution approving a First Amendment to the Development Agreement and a First Amendment to the Minimum Assessment Agreement with Harkey Development, 705 Douglas Street.
I just had a quick question on that one.
I've just asked Chris to walk us through it.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then I'll ask my follow-up if it's not answered.
Okay. Hi, Chris Myers, Economic Development Specialist. So the amendment that we have today is basically because of construction costs and different things that weren't accounted for when we brought the original.
If I can have you keep your mask on, I'd appreciate it. Thanks, bud.
We are proposing that we raise the minimum assessment agreement, or the amount of the minimum assessment, and the cap that is inside of the development agreement to allow these additional costs to be accounted for in the tax rebates. So basically, when council agreed to a 10-year 100% rebate for this project, this is basically just keeping with that, except the costs have gone higher. So we want to be able to have those new costs applied to the rebates.
Increasing both the residential and the commercial
Yes.
portions.
Uh-huh.
And the total was 6 million, wasn't it?
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Mhm.
And it's going to 7.5,
Yes.
7.5 million. Okay.
My question was, the amount that they're able to capture, you know what I mean, like the total possible, it gave the dollar amount, but is it sticking to that 10-year mark?
Yes.
Okay.
It's sticking to the 10 years.
Okay,
I mean,
that was my question. It just didn't say if that was adjusted. I just wanted to make
Oh,
sure
no,
that
no,
that's,
it's still 10 years.
okay. The dollar amount is increased, you know, just to reflect.
Yeah, the dollar amount is increased, and we also, we built a little bit of cushion into that increase just to account for a little bit of unknown in the future, just to make sure that we don't have to do this again.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thanks, Chris.
D is a resolution amending renewal option 1 with Hawkins for the period commencing April 1st, 2020 and ending March 31st, 2021 by increasing the amount for the purchase of amniotic polymer solution and approving renewal option 2 for Hawkins for the period commencing April 1st, 2021 and ending March 31st, 2022 for the purchase of amniotic polymer solution. 8 are actions authorizing payment. A is a resolution authorizing the earlier release of retained funds to W.A. Klinger for the Hard Rock Casino and Tyson Event Center parking garage project. B is a,
I'm going to abstain on that item. Thank you.
B is a resolution authorizing the early release of retained funds to Bruce Lucas doing business as Concrete Plus for the 2021 ongoing utilities flat work repair project. C is a resolution approving fund transfer for the fiscal year 2022 budget. 9 are purchasing. Resolution awarding a purchase order to DPC Industries for the purchase of sodium hypochlorite solution for the water treatment plant for 1 year. B is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Caris Corporation for the purchase of sodium permanganate for the water treatment plant for 3 years. 10 are applications for beer liquor license. See the list, come forward if you have any questions. 11 are receipt of minutes. See the list, come forward if you have any questions. Anyone to be heard on any of those items? Passes 5-0. 12 is a hearing and ordinance rezoning 3701 28th Street from zone classification BP to zone classification PI. The petitioners Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center Authority. P&Z recommends approval. I'll move that.
Second.
Good afternoon, Council. Ryan Ross, Chair of Planning and Zoning Commission. We did have a vote on this. It was 7-0. There was one question that came about whether or not this might be done without a zoning change through conditional use permit, but city staff indicated that that was not going to be possible, and so the recommendation was that the rezoning be made.
Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 4-1,
Thanks, Ryan.
4-0 to 1. Mr. Moore abstains. Anybody opposed to waiving the statutory rule?
No.
No.
I'll move that.
Second.
Waters?
Aye.
Greckin?
Aye.
Moore?
Abstain.
Shaner?
Aye.
Scott?
All right, I'll move second and third.
Second. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Passes 4-0 to 1. Mr. Moore abstains. 13 is a hearing and resolution approving construction documents for the South Fairmont Street reconstruction, Transit Avenue to Vine IDOT project. I'll move that.
Second.
A public hearing is now open. Is anyone to be heard on this project? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 14 is a hearing and resolution approving plans and specs for the construction of the 28th Street Water Main Replacement Project. I'll move that.
Second.
The hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 15 is a hearing and resolution adopting an amended and restated urban renewal plan for the Teton urban renewal area. I'll move that.
Second.
Public hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 16 is a hearing and resolution adopting an amended and restated urban renewal plan for the combined central Sioux City CBD urban renewal area. I'll move that.
Second.
The hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 17 is a hearing and resolution adopting an amended and restated urban renewal plan for the Donner Park urban renewal area. I'll move that.
Second.
The hearing is now open. Anyone want to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 18 is a hearing and resolution adopting an amended and restated urban renewal plan for the combined Floyd River urban renewal area. I'll move that.
Second.
Hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is now closed. Passes 5-0. 19 is a hearing and resolution instituting proceedings to take additional actions for the issuance of GO bonds GCP-1. I'll move that.
Second.
The hearing is open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 20 is a hearing and resolution instituting proceedings to take additional action for the issuance of GO bonds GCP-2. I'll move that.
Second.
Hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 21 is a hearing and resolution instituting proceedings to take additional action for the issuance of GO bonds GCP-3. I'll move that, sir.
Second.
Public hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Thank goodness we have attorneys that make us read all this stuff. Passes 5-0.
I was going to say, very exciting day.
22 is a hearing and resolution instituting proceedings to take additional actions for the issuance of GO bonds GCP-4. I'll move that.
Second.
Hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 23 is a hearing and resolution instituting proceedings to take additional action for the issuance of GO bonds GCP-5. I'll move that.
Second.
Anyone to be heard? Hearing is now open. Seeing none, the hearing is closed. I saw you look at me like I wasn't going to do it right, but I got it right. Passes 5-0. 24 is a hearing and resolution instituting proceedings to take additional action for the issuance of GO bonds GCP-6. I'll move that.
Second.
Hearing's now open. Anyone to be heard? Being none, the hearing is closed.
Action up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Passes 5-0.
Fall asleep.
25 is a hearing and resolution instituting proceedings to take additional action for the issuance of GO bonds ECP. I'll move that.
Second.
Hearing is now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 5-0. 26, a resolution authorizing the issuance of GO Bond Series 2021 and levying a tax for the payment. I'll move that.
Second.
Passes 5-0. 27 is a hearing and resolution adopting the annual budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022, and the fiscal year 2022-26 capital improvement program. I'll move that.
Second.
Public hearing is now open. Would staff like to make some comments? It says. No? I'm just following my script, Teresa. You don't have to come up for me, but.
Teresa Fitz, Finance Director. I just wanted to comment that there was a reduction in taxes for the typical resident. When we came to you initially, there was not. We thought it would be a flat levy, but we did increase some revenue, which resulted in a decrease to our residents of $3 per $100,000 assessment.
Hold on a second. That sounded like good news. What did you say?
Say it so Dolly can hear it.
I was going to say, can we get a headline? Can we get a
There will
headline
be a
out of this?
reduction of $3 per $100,000 assessment for a typical resident this year.
The taxes are going down.
Yes.
The city and city staff work together to find a budget that would reduce taxes.
We did. You're right.
Well, I think city staff worked above and beyond and did a lot of work, and I think the council did a great job too of trying to compromise and find areas where we could direct more money or redirect more money. It was a joint effort. So thank you so much for your efforts as well.
Thank you.
Excellent
you.
teamwork.
Yes,
Yes,
lots of
it was.
teamwork.
Thank you very much.
In a year like this past year has been, I think it's incredibly important to do as much as we can by the taxpayers.
I
So
agree.
thank you.
Thank you. Any other
Anyone
questions?
to be heard on the budget? Hearing is closed. '27 is a resolution approving the execution of a third amendment to the development agreement, that first amendment to the minimum assessment agreement, and a substituted promissory note with the Warrior Hotel Limited Partner. I'll move to delete that item.
Second.
5-0 vote on 27.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry.
Is that what was registered?
So Mayor, is the request then for the promissory note done with? Or why are we
Deleting it
deleting?
right now?
Pardon me?
We're deleting it for right now at the request of the developer.
On the deletion, Gretkin,
Aye.
Moore,
Same.
Shaner,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters.
Aye.
29, the Bacon Creek Box Culvert Rehabilitation Project and the Gordon Drive Viaduct Replacement Project.
Dave Carney, Public Works Director. We've got Bacon Schultz with the DOT. He's got a presentation he'll have to plug in here, and then we've got hard copies if you guys want hard copies of it.
Sure. Time your friends from the state come, you want to get whatever.
I've got one from Friday. I don't know.
And I'll just watch.
Alex takes no papers,
Yeah, I'll just watch. Thank you.
no trees.
It's the same, isn't it, Dave? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this in Simcoe too, but I'll take a copy of it. This is just unbelievable. It's just mind-boggling.
Wait to hear the explanation.
I have.
Don't get too far ahead. I don't need questions just yet. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm Dakin Schultz. I'm the local transportation planner for the Iowa Department of Transportation here in Sioux City, 2800 Gordon Drive. And I guess I'll start off by mentioning that we'd started looking at the viaduct back in 2002, completed a needs analysis, determined that we could spend a little bit of money on some rehabilitation to last till keep it viable till we got done with the I-29 project. And as we were wrapping up the I-29 project, I was asked to pick the study up, dust it off, and then move forward with a replacement planning study, and that's what we did. And in the midst of it, I had reached out. The city was on our PMT. You've got a couple a project management team on the Gordon Drive viaduct replacement. And we had asked them about the Bacon Creek conduit. They had indicated they were working towards a project on that. And we knew there was going to be an impact likely with the Gordon Drive viaduct, so the city staff had approached the DOT about cooperating on a study to determine what could be done with the conduit in lieu of the viaduct. So last May, we took it to management and we agreed on that, and I kind of want to walk through what the findings are, talk about the viaduct and kind of the route forward as we see it. And so for those that aren't familiar, the Bacon Creek conduit is actually what's up on the screen. So that south conduit, that would be the long one, is directly under Gordon Drive. That is the original conduit that was built by the city in 1909, I believe. And then there's the middle conduit that swings up, runs under Correctionville Road before it dumps over to the old Floyd channel, or Bacon Creek, and then there's the north leg. And the one that we were concerned most about is that one that was built in 1909. The city had been working on a study with Veenstra Kim, and when they came to us, we had HDR under contract, and so we utilized HDR. Part of their effort was to look at the hydrology, and they determined that there's a capacity issue with the 3 existing conduits. It is carrying about 70% of a 100-year discharge. The rest of it goes overland, and what you see on the screen in the yellow arrow is the path of that overland flow. So as we move forward, we determined that we wanted to, with this discussion or with this project, try and figure out how we address that overland flow that not only impacts the residents and impacts the conduit in the city, but it also impacts our viaduct project, as we were looking at having to address it with Lewis Boulevard. So we're looking at the target discharge for that conduit being 4,400 cubic feet per second. To give you a little bit of background, that middle conduit and north conduit, your consultant had determined that there's still 40 years of remaining life on that one. The condition of that south conduit underneath Gordon Drive is the one that's in very poor condition. And then as we were looking at this, we're also starting the NEPA effort. The cultural resources, certainly it's a culturally rich area, looking at historic and potentially prehistoric. So we're moving forward with that. So the alternatives that, when we started this effort, the city pretty much said, you know, let's look at a little bit of everything. Any way we can try and address this, and with what's practical, what's feasible, and what's cost effective. We looked at, and these are alternatives that are no longer considered, and I can address why, but an open channel matching the overland flow path. So if you remember, went up through the neighborhoods, probably not a good option, as it's going to wipe out a lot of the residential domiciles up in that area. Where the open channel along Gordon Drive, we looked at something like that, but looking at the amount of flow it had to carry and the depth, the footprint was so large it was going to impact the area greatly. To give you an idea, the flow line of this conduit is 17 feet below the driving surface of Gordon Drive. The hybrid channel, or the conduit combinations, is something that we were asked to take a look at as well. And if you think of what's in front of Hy-Vee on Gordon Drive, so essentially you've got an open ditch, but underneath that open ditch is a series of conduits or box culverts. We looked at that. That footprint was too large as well. It would have impacted Correctionville Road. So we've got 4 alternatives that are under consideration at this time, and 3 of them are essentially upsizing just to capture that additional flow and the south conduit. And then the city also asked us to take a look at the what if we were to replace the middle conduit as well. You remember back at that, and you've got the image in front of you on that very first slide, the inlet for the middle conduit and the south conduit are in the same area. So they said, what if we looked forward and looked at that one, looked at replacing both those conduits together. So this first one, we call it alternative 2A. It's upsizing. It's going from an 8x10 under Gordon Drive to a 16x10. It leaves the conduit essentially under Gordon Drive. The work would, in this instance, what would happen is we'd end up having to remove Gordon Drive while we did the work, obviously put the conduit back underneath. The one thing I guess I should point out on here is the Gordon Drive viaduct on these images, it's shown to the south. We're looking at a couple different alternatives now. All these alternatives will work with our viaduct alternative. The second alternative looks the same in that it is leaving the conduit under Gordon Drive. In this one, we are actually proposing to shift Gordon Drive to the south, or that's for staging or traffic handling during construction. This third one, this 2C, is that one where we'd go in and replace the middle conduit as well as the south conduit. So this is, if you want to call it the city option, this is a triple 10x11. And this would include a shift in Gordon Drive as well, trying to maintain traffic during construction. And this last one is actually moving the conduit outside of Gordon Drive. So this would be moving it to the north in between Gordon Drive and Correctionville Road. And that's essentially what that does is it hopes to avoid these types of issues in the future. But then go back to that comment about the cultural resources. We still have to do our investigation on that as well to try and figure out if this is even possible, something like this. It's much easier to replace it where it's at without disturbing potential cultural resources. So
I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm assuming some historical buildings, but aren't you going to be taking out some buildings when you move Gordon Drive to the south?
That's We haven't delved into the right-of-way, but there's obviously going to be some right-of-way impacts, yes.
So yeah, it's going to be weighing the cost of if they're more in the north side or south side or.
Say that again?
I was saying to the mayor that, yeah, I think it's looking at, how many businesses or places would be affected on the north side or the south side, depending on the option you choose.
Yeah, and so we haven't first of all, we haven't chosen an option. These are just the options out there.
Yeah.
When we go to determine the ultimate option or the preferred alternative, there'll be a lot of factors. It'll be what's feasible, constructible. We'll look at the cultural resources. Public input will be important. The city and the DOT will have to get together on what we agree to build together. And, I'll include cost in there, but cost isn't always the first decision on these types of projects. Yeah.
Will this be done in phases? Any of
Well, it depends.
And maybe you'll get to that with your presentation.
Yeah, so we've looked at how you would build these. And, as far as minimizing impact, I'll take it from that. We try and determine different ways of going in. How would you handle traffic? There's 20,000 vehicles a day on Gordon Drive. There's 10 to 12,000 or something like that on Lewis Boulevard. There's a lot of traffic on Fairmont. You've got businesses you got to try and maintain access to. There's a lot of things that have to happen, but you also have to be able to work effective. You've got to provide effective workspace when it comes to, digging a trench that's going to end up 20 feet deep and wide enough for a contractor to work in. So these are all things we're looking at. As we move forward and we start to narrow in on that preferred alternative, then we'll really get into the staging. But, you could see a situation, for instance, if you're looking at the one on the screen here, I'll back up. I'll go this one. If you were looking at this one, for instance, you could see where you're probably, Gordon Drive Viaduct is built adjacent to the existing, right? You see that? You could see a situation where maybe you go in and you build the bridge first. The bridge is going to take, we think it's, if it's a 4,000-foot bridge like it is today, it's probably going to be over 2 years to build it. So on something like this, you'd probably go in and you want to try and build the bridge first. And if you were going to shift Gordon Drive, you'd probably want to build the shifted Gordon Drive next, right, to tie into it and then move traffic over. And then you'd deal with the other phases of the project as later phases. So these are, we'll as we get to a preferred alternative, we'll get through some of that phasing. Anytime you do these urban projects, it's difficult. There's things we've got soils issues. We are blessed with fertile soil, but it's not great for building on. We've spent I-29, a lot of that's on foam. We've got deep compressive layers in this. Part of our moving forward with this is looking at the soil conditions, trying to figure out how we actually build something like this. We haven't looked at utilities. We are still dealing with, how exactly or what the ultimate construction is going to be. We haven't decided on, and I'll get to it here shortly, but what the connection or the junction between Lewis and Gordon is going to look like. So those are all factors when we look at the staging. But I promise you, we will take a good hard look at how we minimize impact and still have an effective project.
Do I hear you correctly on the 4,000-foot bridge that the options are open as far as either extending that length or shortening the length or leaving it at 4,000?
I'll get to it, Dan, or Councilman Moore.
Dan's fine. I'm just excited.
Okay. All right.
I'm glad you're excited.
Well, it might not be in a positive way.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So we're still working through that we haven't looked at, we haven't gotten too deep into it. The reason I say 4,000 feet, the existing structure is 3,970 feet. So, all right, let's.
I don't mean to mess you up on your.
No, that's okay. No, you're fine. I'll recover.
I do have one more. I'm not sure you'll get back to this. The 20,000 vehicles per day.
Yeah.
What's the asking the question correctly, but what's the capacity of Gordon Drive?
I mean, it depends.
Isn't there a maximum, though? I can't.
There's no maximum on, a 4-lane roadway can handle a lot of traffic. There's other factors that determine capacity. And the side friction or, the signals and driveways and things like that impacts your level of service, which I think is what you're getting to. This operates at a level of service A and B, so it does pretty well. I think that's what they said, but it's got plenty of capacity. The Fairmont takes quite a bit of traffic at Gordon, but then again, Lewis also is another, and obviously it's a feeder into the downtown, so. Yep. All right, so as far as Gordon Drive alignment alternatives, and this is just the alignment, talked a little bit about south adjacent. So this would be looking at putting a new bridge right next to an old bridge and building the new bridge while we leave the old bridge in functioning. Now, I mentioned the soils. There's some concern about being able to build next to the existing structure because of the soil condition. The original portion of the viaduct was built in the 30s. It was a WPA project. The new part was built in the mid-60s. It's got wood pile, and we have not analyzed that wood pile to see if it could handle the load from building next to. So that's part of our moving forward. We'll be looking at that, see what's possible. Anyway, this one also, the thing you'll notice about it is it actually shows us 2 bridges. One of the things we wanted to do was try and reduce the length of bridge. And in this instance, if we're building off alignment, we feel it's a possibility. In this one, we would be looking at similar treatment like we did I-29, where you'd have walls to minimize the footprint. And depending on what the soil analysis comes back, probably looking at a lightweight fill.
That clear the, because you can't rebuild the viaduct unless you build it for double stack trains.
Right? Well, we got to meet railroad clearance, which, yes. We are, so the under clearance, oh, go ahead.
I really don't want to do that for the railroad. I'm sorry. They have nothing but a bad corporate partnership here in this town. That's why I'm not even going to be for this project because of that until they make some sort of commitment through that valley there. It's ridiculous to let them have more trains come. That's why we don't have as much rail traffic as we have. We'll have double the traffic if you let them send double stacks through this town.
I'm trying to get the information on what they think the increase.
Dramatic.
I don't know what that number would be.
Well, then they're not going to give it to you either.
Yeah, and maybe that's the case. But anytime we would build a bridge, do a federal bridge project, we are required by Code of Federal Regulations to meet the underclearance requirement. In this case, it would be 23 feet 6 inches. The current underclearance at the Burlington Northern Santa Fe is 19 feet 7 inches. So that portion of the structure would have to go up. We did look at, so back in 2002, we did look at rehab. That was, the needs analysis was to try and determine what could be done. At that time, we were thinking rehab or replace. And the analysis determined that due to the condition of the structure, that rehab wasn't an option. We did do the bridge deck overlay, and then we did the repair on the concrete piers. But at the time, it was determined, or it was recommended in the study that 90% of the steel structure be replaced.
What year was that, Dakin?
2002. So the driving surface is actually in good shape on that thing. It's not the driving surface that we're concerned about.
It's amazing that the railroad won't cooperate in something that is going to be an enhancement for them. This goes to show that our good friend, Mr. Buffett, put in the paper, I don't care, cares more about profits than he does about communities, and it gets old after a while.
Yeah.
That they can't even help us figure out what we need here.
Well, yeah. I mean, we did some coordination with the railroads. We talked to them about some different options. Obviously, their biggest issue is the underclearance issue.
Sure, because they want to bring those double stacks through here. You will never get through town then.
So, okay. So real quick on this, as I mentioned, what this alternative is showing is the gap between the two bridges, trying to shorten the structure length. We think that is probably only a viable option on the off alignment. And that's because of maintaining access to the properties on the north side of the viaduct. The other option, this became more relevant once the Bacon Creek conduit issue came forward, is looking at replacing Gordon Drive viaduct on its existing alignment. So basically, we'd hold the north drip line, and this would be a wider structure, so there would still be some expansion to the south. We're working on the cross-section, what exactly that cross-section would be. Part of that would be determined by ultimately what Gordon Drive looks like in this area. So when I say what it looks like in this area, here, these are the options that we are considering for connection with Lewis Boulevard. The one on the left of your screen is a Parklow. It's very similar to what you see out there today. It's completed, or in this case, it's shown to today's standards. We do eliminate that free right off the viaduct to Lewis Boulevard. So your eastbound to southbound movement is no longer that free right into that five-legged intersection at Leach Days. The northeast quadrant, that is looking at more, this is an at grade. So if you look at Gordon Drive on either side of the viaduct, out to the limits of the city, or to I-29, they're at-grade intersections. These last two are looking at an at-grade intersection to match more of what you see on the rest of Gordon Drive. So then, you know, what that does, it'll slow Gordon Drive down through that area. And then we're also looking at what the cross-section would be. Maybe, depending on our design speed. We may, and we're also working through what the pedestrian accommodation is going to look like. So we've got a few conflicts we're trying to resolve there.
They can,
Yep.
on your options, I mean, do you have to eliminate that free right onto Lewis?
For operational purposes, we think it's best.
It's working well now, though, isn't it? Or are you finding it different?
I mean, as far as there aren't a lot of accidents, if that's what you're asking. The intersection, it would help with the intersection operation at Leach and Dace.
I might be in your corner, Dan, because I use that all the time.
I do too. Wait, I gotta get my bearings again. The Leach and Dace.
Yeah.
Where-
It's down kind of right there by Papa John's or whatever, that little strip center.
It's at the bottom of the screen,
There's Leach, yeah, okay.
right, this area. Whoop, this area.
Or Linweld or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're not eliminating it in that Parklow one, are you? You still
Yeah.
you're getting off of the viaduct and still being able to go around, aren't you?
Say that again.
Huh?
I don't know, I'm
On
trying.
on this Parklow, the first one,
On this, yes, you can take a right, so it'd move you up to this, which would be a signalized intersection, and then you would,
right.
yes. So it eliminates that ramp, and it creates more of a standard intersection.
Oh. I see what you're saying.
Which isn't the worst
I see what you're
case,
saying.
because that, you've got that off ramp, and so you can sit there a long time, because you gotta take that track.
Yes. So it's not the same free right, but that first
You've got
option,
that right. You've
it
got it
would
right.
be a free right because you're just looping around and going to a
You're going
light.
to a signal.
And like the mayor is saying, it might even go faster because you're going to a signal that's,
Right.
because the way it is now,
You
you
don't
have
have
to,
that crazy off ramp coming off Lewis Boulevard,
Yeah.
running its, down the
own
viaduct,
light.
running its own lane.
yes, yeah. So it might even be faster that way, yeah.
You want to talk money?
No.
As long as you're paying for it. We just want.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like you treat Des Moines, that's all I want to see is
I saw-
treating us like you do them one time, just one time, Dakin.
I saw somewhere in here it's
All right.
100%.
All right, so we are still early in the process, obviously. These are preliminary or planning level estimates. The viaduct, the options, 95 to 106 million is what we're looking at. If you'll notice in parentheses next to it, right-of-way and utilities are not included. We have not determined what our right-of-way needs are. We haven't gone through the utilities. We're still working on the alternatives, trying to determine what the preferred alternative will be.
So on box culvert, we have to buy the right of way or you have to buy it?
I'll tell you what, I'll address it as we go forward,
Well,
okay?
but just stop right at city costs for your city utilities, because if you remember when you started the interstate, it was 16 million and we're above 37, I think, at last count.
Yep.
How much? Okay, so the city can't realistically afford another one of those projects at the present time.
Well, we do, okay. Well, and it's not programmed yet, so.
I'm just saying that, we're trying to catch up from that, you know.
I-
People are complaining about water rates and sewer rates and stormwater not getting done in town, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah, and I recognize that, and, you know, it's a 2,500-foot culvert under Gordon Drive. I mean, if there's a less expensive way of doing it, if something comes forward somehow, we'll certainly investigate it. If there's somehow, you know,
So
some
we're on the
method
hook
that
for
looks
the
like that's
right-of-way
gonna,
We're on the hook for the right of way for anything you do to replace that viaduct. You're not paying
So-
for that either.
so, well, all right, let's talk, I'll talk briefly about the right-of-way. So, the right-of-way costs, we would end up purchasing the right-of-way costs. The right-of-way for the viaduct would be our cost. Whatever we have to purchase would be ours, right? So, I'm gonna walk through this, I'm just gonna walk through this and maybe this will clear it up. So, the city proposed a 50-50 cost share on Bacon Creek conduit. That was what was thrown out at the time. So, let's look at that because that's what the study was at. And what we were proposing is what we're calling our reverse U-step. U-step is a program that the DOT has that, let's say there's a intersection on a primary road with a city street, and the city feels that there's an issue with it, and they want to do something to it, do an improvement, put in a turn lane, something like that. You can apply for a U-step project, and if it's a good project, we pay 55% of the construction, you pay 45%, you do the engineering, you administer the project. So what we're proposing is a reverse U-step on the Bacon Creek portion of this. So the city would be responsible for 55% of the construction costs. The state would cover 45% of the construction costs. We'd do all the engineering, we'd do the administration. That includes going out and purchasing the right-of-way. You know, the cost of the right-of-way would follow the same method. If it's determined it's needed for the viaduct, then it's all our cost. If it's needed for the Bacon Creek portion of the project, we'd split it according to the split.
Bacon, how many feet did you say the Gordon Drive was? 2,800?
Say it again?
How many feet did you say the Gordon Drive was? 2,800?
No, the Bacon Creek.
I mean,
conduit?
Bacon Creek, yeah.
So about 2,500.
2,500.
Yep. And I'll back up. I'll clarify a little bit of that. So the one option, the Bacon Creek box culvert, 23 to 33 million is what the estimate is on that. So 100% of the city costs attributable to the middle conduit, obviously the one that had the triple 10 by 11, that looking at eliminating that middle conduit, that's the more expensive one. That the additional costs on top of to do that extra, would be 100% city. So we'd basically take what the 16 by 10 would cost and subtract that out of what that would be, and then that additional would be, so it'd be around 8 million, let's say. And then, again, 100% city cost for city utilities. That's it.
So the Bacon Creek box culvert at 23 to 30 includes everything, and or does that just include one, and the middle one we're paying?
Yeah, that's not the triple, is it? Or is it?
The 33 is
the
obviously
triple?
the middle one.
Okay.
Is what?
Where it takes out the middle, the triple, the high end, the high end of that cost.
You're paying about 8 million or whatever.
Right. On top of, that would be the 100%. So it'd be the 55, 45 up to, 23, 24, whatever it ends up, and then anything above that would be the 100, if you decide to eliminate that middle conduit. So, couple items. So the pavement, we figure because we have to increase the height of the viaduct, and we'll improve the slope down depending on what we ultimately end up with an intersection or interchange. Our footprint for the viaduct project would go out to, Westcott or Lynn or something like that.
Yeah, you're over at least halfway, the last time, you're halfway past Mozak's parking lot at least.
So that's attributable to the DOT project, not to the conduit. So we would reach out to that point, and then from there to, it's Ruston Street is where the conduit inlet's at.
So why can't you open ditch it if you're doing one of those concepts where you're moving the roadway way to the east?
Because what happens is the capacity for an open ditch and the slope stability, they think with the elevation of Correctionville Road that it would get into Correctionville Road. The one, I hesitate to even bring this up, the one open channel option that they thought would be viable would be to have reinforced walls.
Well, that's cheaper than the top on them.
Well, it would look like the rest of Bacon Creek. So, but it would consume a lot of, it's still
You're not going to do anything with that.
What's that?
You're not gonna do anything with that ground. Once you move the roadway way to the east, it's just gonna be ground sitting under there. You're never gonna sell that ground. You're
Oh,
gonna,
you mean move it to the north?
North, yeah, that's what I was from.
Okay. Well, that's, I mean, like I said, I'm not, the easiest thing to do, the easiest as far as, if you're looking at from strictly, if SHPO people or cultural people are here, they would say the easiest thing to do on a replacement like this is to replace it where it's at. Sorry about that. To replace it where it's
I
at.
know.
But problem with replacing it where it's at, is how do you handle traffic? Gets into the staging, right? So, I mean, those are all, it's not a simple project. It really isn't. And I didn't, you know, I worked on it in 2002, and I knew it was going to be an issue. And unfortunately, I'm still here, and I got to deal with it now. But,
Right. And the reason, the reason for bringing it back as far as like the middle of Mozak's parking lot there is because we're going to increase the height, so you have to make it longer,
well,
the approach.
yeah. So
You gotta have a bigger landing on the other side.
Right, because
So-
the center's going to be, whoops, it's going to get higher.
Yeah, the elevation will increase on the east end of the viaduct for the clearance, for underclearance. And then, so when we run that out, we'll increase the elevation of Gordon Drive as we move. One of the other things we talked about is, and you saw it on there, is potentially relocating that intersection a little bit to the east. And so if it's an at grade, we'd like to be a little away from the bridge. Also for stopping, you know, have a chance to level it out. It's better to have a level intersection for safety purposes, certainly. So, anyway, I guess,
So you're about $150 million when you consider the utilities.
right away, it's not, I mean, you know, and it's,
It'll be at least $150 million right away. I'm just talking the city.
yeah, you know, and there may be things, maybe we come back and we find out that compressive soil, we've only done 5 borings. We did 5 test borings out there, trying to determine if the soil was bad as it was on, you know, we didn't have to do all the foam fill as you move south a little ways, but the 5 test bores that we've done, we've found compressive soil issues, so. And like I said, we're still working through some of the other issues as far as where we can build. I mean, if we don't have to buy a lot of right away, and we can keep it on alignment, that might keep the cost down. The problem with that is it's going to inconvenience traffic for a long time. Because then, you want to talk about construction staging, if you're going to build it where it's at, first one's going to come down, right? And I told you how long it's going to take to build one, so.
Years.
At least,
A
yeah.
couple years, yep. So, I mean, that's,
And then the thing I worry about too, building it where it is not only do you have the time and redirecting traffic, but then also whenever this problem arises again, you're tearing up a street to replace it again or to work on it again.
I won't. No, that's a terrible thing to say. That's
solve this
part of the issue is,
Years.
but anyway,
How did the south box culvert, you said it was 70% capacity?
that's what the culverts are carrying, 70% of the drainage area.
Of the 100-year flood, which they've never been very full ever, but
I want to say it's 6.5 to 7 square miles is that drainage area, the Bacon Creek watershed.
yeah, but even when we had a lot of rains back when it flooded, I don't think there was even water at that point running over that conduit by High V, barely.
Yeah, we closed Lewis Boulevard.
Because it's low, not, but I'm talking back upstream when we made Fred Davenport build that, it was here, in front of the Hy-Vee. I don't think that's probably been above that ditch 5 times since we built that 20 years ago. But you gotta build for that. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying it's impractical to think you need that all the time, because you don't.
You wouldn't necessarily have to do the middle.
You wouldn't have to. You could,
You said there's 40 years life.
what, I didn't say that. I said that that's what the city's consultant said.
You reported that, yeah.
Who said that?
That's what the V&K study said, is that it has 40 years.
I mean, what, Dave?
V&K did a study that had 40 years, but if you figure
Go walk.
this gets down the program a few years, and it takes several years to build, there's 10 years off of that life, so now you're down to 30 years, assuming that they're right. And how quickly do you want to be back in?
I was gonna say, and it will be
Jacksonville?
just more expensive when you go to do that.
Said that about the one going to the river over here too, and they used a lot of that when they rebuilt it. They used the walls and everything in there. They were, so, but.
The one thing about the V&K study is that they did do the inspection on it. I mean, it's in tough shape. There's areas where there's no floor.
The south one.
Yeah, the south. Yeah, not the middle. I was referring to south, sorry.
Well, yeah, well, 1909 probably, but anyway.
So just real quick, we haven't been out to the public. Like I said, we paused our project once the city came to us. So we are looking at a public meeting in April 27th. And unfortunately, because of the situation that we're all living in, it'll be a virtual meeting. So, which we're doing all our public involvement meetings that way currently.
You'll have your plans posted well ahead of time.
So, I don't know about having them posted well ahead of time. We'll still be working toward, I mean, you're looking at some draft material. Hopefully we'll have a little different things to show, or maybe additional information to show at the meeting. And then what we'll do is we will have a recorded video to start, say it starts at 5:30, and then we will have a panel, a live panel online, and people can view it online, watch that, and then ask questions of us. And then if you can't make it during that time frame, the video's posted, and you're welcome to follow up with questions at a later time.
Will there be a possibility of having a drone video of it so that those who can't really get the perception of a flat map?
Yeah. You mean as far as the viaduct?
Yeah.
Maybe down the road. I know we don't have anything in our budget right now. That's part of,
You're gonna have 2 bridges when you're done. You're not gonna have a viaduct. These guys, I'm not being critical, but you don't like viaducts. You wanna get rid of as many feet of it as you can. They've been going to the 2-bridge concept for a long time. Even when McClure was studying it, that's the concept they wanna go to. I don't think it's a bad, necessarily wrong. I'm just saying that that's the concept that's gonna end up here. You'll be driving at grade down there where the old Payless Cache, well, that'd be too close to coming up, but at least somewhere in that valley, you'll be driving at grade.
no.
Guess I can't
No, no.
visual, I can't
You're gonna build
visualize.
another viaduct.
What's that?
Your plan is to build another viaduct.
So the elevation doesn't change a whole lot between them, whether it's a viaduct or the 2-bridge. They'll both be elevated.
You're gonna elevate it, ball all that dirt in and put styrofoam down, okay? Well, that's the
think
same as
they'll-
driving across the bridge, and what I'm talking about, originally, McClure was talking about going down at grade after the railroad tracks on both ends.
Yep. Yeah, and we actually talked about that. We looked at an option that brought it down in the middle.
Right.
Now,
And-
that's the page that has the 2
Reds.
red
Yeah,
pieces
so
and the
we
yellow in
actually,
between. Can you put that back up? Can you back to that?
Yeah. There's no intersection shown on this one, but we had we had investigated, just like the mayor had said, is actually coming down to an intersection at Cunningham. So it would have looked like Camel's Hump.
Yeah.
Would have been nice because then you could get to the new expo center a lot quicker. That's why I kind of like that idea, but.
Another access.
But that road has still got to be elevated in
Bridges
between.
had to be elevated, so it went.
No, the yellow.
That
wouldn't.
shortens their bridges because they don't.
Right.
And we were actually, so we would have had to elevate Cunningham at the intersection with Gordon Drive. So then Cunningham would have been elevated and come down to a touchdown point, you know, somewhere closer to Leach.
Is that out? Okay.
Anyway, so that's where we're at.
That's a lot.
I would ask to give you an update.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
The update.
Thanks, Deacon.
Yep,
And Dave Gordon.
Eased us into it.
Citizen concerns. Are there any citizens that would like to be heard on anything today?
Hi, I'm Dick Salem, and I just wanted to ask, I can't really quite understand the video, or the area or the photo.
are you talking to me, Dick?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I own the Enterprise Rent-A-Car there on the, right, if you get off of the bridge.
Yeah.
Could you show me how this would affect that property?
Well, we haven't determined right-of-way impacts yet, Dick.
There's like 3 different alternatives, Dick, so they don't know yet.
Okay, I mean,
Because some of
There's
it will
like 3
affect.
different alternatives, so they don't have an idea yet of where it's gonna land.
well, in any one of the 3, my question was, is there any one that preserves as it is now?
Yes.
I think the one does where they move the road a little bit south or east, because you're at grade there, so you wouldn't have to take it out there. It looks like even the Avery building, they wrap the road around it, looks like.
I'm gonna,
East, the viaduct goes east and west.
Yeah, and
I
not,
know, but they're moving the Lewis Boulevard over to the east under one of the proposals.
oh, that's what
All
you
right.
meant.
They're gonna move the viaduct, the road, Lewis Boulevard's not gonna go under anymore, it'll actually go around, over to the east.
it's on.
All right, well, I'm not sure.
They can show you.
Still
Dave,
understand.
Dave, do you have one for Dick? One of these? Give him one of these.
I think, does he have one?
You're on Westcott, it looks like most of them preserve it, Dick.
Yeah,
Well, and we haven't determined.
No, I know, but I'm just,
Elevation, and if it ends up on the existing alignment, we don't know what the impacts are versus, so best answer I can give you is we don't know at the time. There's,
Okay.
so what happens if you end up with raising that grade and the access is from the back for a while? I mean, is that going to be an issue? Those are the types of things we're going to have to work.
right. But it looks like it's still in the pictures, even with your deal, but it's too early to tell that. There's no way of knowing at this stage, so.
Yep. Yep.
All right, anyone else be heard on any item from citizens? Seeing none, Mr. Gretkin.
Just a couple of quick things. I wanted to acknowledge the police department, and offer our congratulations. They were named as a finalist in the National Law Enforcement Memorial Destination Zero Wellness Award. That's a mouthful, but it has to do with recognition that examines how well the agency cares for staff through peer support and programs with an emphasis on physical and emotional fitness. So that That's a big step and is very indicative of the good work that they're doing. And then I also wanted to acknowledge the Parks and Recreation Department. They notified the city, well, they have been notified that the city will receive a water quality grant for the Riverfront Development Project. And just a shout out to Angel Wallace, because she's been doing a great job obtaining grants, and Matt Salvatore through Parks and Rec. So I just wanted to acknowledge the good work and let them know that we really appreciate it. So
Good.
that's all I have.
Julie?
Nothing today.
Alex?
Well, I thought a lot about this coming weekend because it was roughly a year ago that I remember all of council got together and went to the NAIA tournament. I still have the photos from the banquet and everything else, and in the coming days, the entire...
Concordia was on a roll, but...
Yeah, Concordia was on a roll, and I tell you what, yeah, everything changed after that moment. And so I'm excited and I'm hopeful that the tournament is here again this year. I'm really excited by the fact that we're going to have 16 teams here. Games start at 1 p.m. on Thursday, and of those 16 teams, eight teams have never been to our community before. They've never been to the tournament. So under this new format, those 8 teams will get to experience Sioux City and the national tournament in this format like never before, and I think that's exciting. I think that there's a reason that Sioux City gets named best host and things like that and gets all those accolades. And so I would ask that our entire community do everything we can to welcome those basketball players, their coaching staff, and maybe even some of their fans that are able to travel here. So I'm excited to welcome them on behalf of the city. They make a great economic impact for our community. I'm sure Julie can speak to the impact felt at our restaurants as well as our hotels, and really would want to thank all the partners that go into making this possible. There are a lot of the early on the celebration or champions of character and different celebrations that can't take place due to COVID-19, but I think the fact that we are having a tournament in a safe way is something that our community can be really excited about. I would encourage you, if you are going there on Thursday, like I said, games start at 1 o'clock, to make sure to wear a mask when entering the Tyson Event Center. You'll also go through and get your temperature checked, just out of an abundance of caution. If you have any concerns or questions about those protocols, I would direct you to go to TysonEventCenter.com. It outlines some of that. But overall, I'm excited. The Tyson has been holding events now for the last 6 months and has kind of narrowed down on their protocol. And I know that NAIA is working with them to do everything they can to make sure it's a safe event as well. So I'm very much so looking forward to that, but also was reminiscent of last year when we were all able to be together at that banquet. The only other thing I would say is happy St. Patty's Day this Wednesday. Be safe, get home safe. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Mr. Moore?
Regarding your comments, Alex, on the tournament coming up, the Sioux City Journal opinion page yesterday raised a lot of good pointers for the community to review, and if we do half the things they mentioned, it could still be a very successful tournament. So I would encourage all of you to take a look at the Journal opinion page from yesterday. That's all I have.
I want to thank Chris McGowan. Believe it or not, Chris and his family went out and cleaned up the entryway of Sioux City yesterday. It looked like garbage bags everywhere. I know I'm the only guy that would probably ever vote because Hy-Vee is so strong in town, and I get it, but in Walmart. But, you know, one of these days we're going to get rid of plastic bags again. Because our entrance of our community look like crap, and so we need to say a special word of thanks to Chris and his family. He took it upon himself to do that just because he wanted, when those girls come to town, for the entrance to look good. So if you see him, be sure and tell him thank you. I move we adjourn.
Second.
Moore?
Aye.
Shaner?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Waters?
Aye.
Greckin?
Aye.
Mayor,
Thank you.
I am having a call with Chad, or Sheriff Sheehan,